well, I don't want to come off the bench is not a personal issue. Well, I don't like my role.
Dewanna Bonner, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split ya. What's it? See ya. Wouldn't want to.
The so-called veteran presence that was supposed to lead the Indiana Fever to greatness, Dewanna Bonner, more like Dewanna Bonner, has officially packed her bags and fled home in tears because she couldn't handle being on a team that actually matters. Ladies and gentlemen, WNBA just witnessed one of the most self-centered childish displays of unprofessionalism we've seen in years.
Dewanna Bonner, the team announced. Indiana looked at trade possibilities for the six-time All-Star who had not played since June 10th for what the team called, quote, personal reasons. Well, the personal reasons were, from what I could tell, playing time is what I knew.
This is a tale of a basketball player who believed she was entering a cozy retirement community where she could enjoy easy incomes and the attention of others, only to learn that true basketball necessitates fighting for your spot.
Dewanna Bonner out with the old. Ari McDonald, welcome back in with the new breaking. The Fever are waving. Dewanna Bonner, league sources told the Indy Star, then re-signing Ari McDonald. Bonner requested a trade after feeling she couldn't find a role on the team after getting benched, along with a bevy of other reasons as we covered yesterday. But Indiana could not find a suitable trade option.
Dewanna Bonner believed she was joining a peaceful, quiet team when she signed with the Indiana Fever in February, where she could easily slide into a starting position and coast through another season. However, what she discovered was a team that Caitlin Clark had turned into the most watched, scrutinized, and competitive environment in the W.
Dewanna Bonner signs a free agent contract with the Indiana Fever. And after a handful of games, once a Fever exit, apparently. And that is a strange situation, right? Because she was embraced. She had her achievement at the beginning of the season, moving up the scoring ranks. They were referring to her as Mama Bear in training camp. And now all of a sudden that has fallen apart. She was out of the starting lineup, hadn't really produced that much, particularly on the offensive end. And this, looks poor on the franchise when it comes to the free agent moves in retrospect, the team that they put together in the offseason. I don't think it reflects well on Dewanna Bonner, whose absence was for quote-unquote personal reasons, but now it seems like she was just upset with the team and the situation overall, and it adds more drama to what has been a drama-filled season for Caitlin Clark and the Indians.
The signs were there from the beginning, but Bonner was too conceited to see them. She began the season's first 3 games scoring an incredible 2.6 points per game, while shooting a dismal 2 of 12 from the field. That isn't veteran leadership. It's veteran regression.
Her minutes had significantly dropped from last year. Well, in turn, if her minutes drop, a lot of her production numbers that she can see and the rest of the league can see also dropped with it. Look, she's just like Natasha Howard. She looks old on the court. All right, I'm not trying to be this is not ageism. She looks like an older athlete. All right, she looks slower on the court, and the team has been lacking energy. It's been a serious problem. Seriously, long overdue. Let her go to the place where she feels she would be the best.
What then did Coach Stephanie White do? She benched Bonner in favor of Lexi Hall, a player who genuinely wanted to help the team win basketball, making the obvious choice that any capable coach would make.
She couldn't fit with the rotations of the team. She's upset that Lexi Hall took her spot. That's the truth. Little blonde girl from next door took her spot. That's what it was. Well, Lexi Hall is a good basketball player. I think she earned that spot, in my opinion, and she's shooting very well from the 3. She's an excellent three-point shooter this season. She's a sniper this season. And she hustles, she gets rebounds, she gets steals. She puts her heart out every single game.
How did our season leader react to this totally fair coaching decision? Like a pampered child who just had her favorite toy taken away, instead of taking on the challenge, working harder, and demonstrating that she deserved her place back. If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Since the fit didn't work out, Bonner chose to grab her ball and head home. She asked for a trade, which is basketball jargon for, I can't handle not being the center of attention. But this is where it gets incredibly pitiful. Not only did Bonner subtly request a trade, but she also completely deserted her team, skipping games and leaving her teammates hanging for 5 games in a row while pouting about her diminished role. The only personal explanation for this is that she became upset when she realized she might not be good enough to start on a championship contender.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split ya. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya, right? I'm not telling you gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here. Dewanna Bonner out with the old. Aaron McDonald, welcome back in with the new breaking. The Fever are waving. Dewanna Bonner, league sources told the Indy Star, then re-signing Aaron McDonald. Bonner requested a trade after feeling she couldn't find a role on the team after getting benched, along with a bevy of other reasons as we covered yesterday. But Indiana could not find a suitable trade option.
This isn't just about skill on the court. It's also about character, and Dewanna Bonner's character was exposed as paper thin when she faced real adversity. She signed on to lead a young team as a veteran, but when that team began to receive the kind of attention and pressure that comes with having a generational superstar, she folded like a cheap suit because he couldn't handle being on a team that loves Caitlin Clark, because she secretly wanted to be the star herself. The jealousy is so evident that it's almost embarrassing to see a player who spent her entire career in relative obscurity, winning titles with teams that no one cared about, and then suddenly thrust into the highest sphere of women's basketball.
So the truth is, Dewanna Bonner was butthurt. That's what it comes down to. She was butthurt, her ego was bruised, and she wanted to cry and leave. This is a shame. See, if you're truly a team player, you accept that Lexi Hull's better than you. You accept being a role player and contribute of the way you can. And why do you even care at this point? You're 37 years old. You're making a lot of money for a WNBA player. Why not just ride it out? I don't understand that. You know what it was? She missed her boo thing in Phoenix, and she just want to wiggle her way out so she can go to Phoenix. That's all it was.
Instead of welcoming the chance to be a part of something special, she resented the fact that 17,274 fans were there to see Caitlin Clark, not her. She resented the fact that every game was sold out, not because of her veteran presence, but rather because of a 22-year-old rookie who had already accomplished more for women's basketball than Bonner would ever do. But let's talk about the real antagonist in this story: the pressure from the WNBA's so-called old guard. Veteran players have been content to play in half-empty arenas for audiences made up mostly of family members and devoted fans for years. Then Caitlin Clark breaks television records, fills every arena, and everyone wants to know what the WNBA is all about, rather than welcoming this amazing opportunity. These resentful veterans saw it as a threat to their cozy little world.
Long story short, DB thought her role was going to be one thing. She came in playing terrible, got benched, and was upset about it. Long story short, Shorty got her record and dipped. That's low-key crazy, y'all. Shorty dipped from the team for personal reasons for 5-6 games and then said she has no intentions on coming back. Because you sucked this year? She really had to be a double agent, dog. There's no way. She a career 29% three-point shooter, but she was shooting 30-footers with us. No bullshit. Like, it's no way. She was missing layups. She was getting blown by, like...
The old guard couldn't handle that someone so young, so talented, and so marketable was making their league relevant for the first time in decades. They tried to discredit the person who was making them look irrelevant, and Dewanna Bonner, who should have been a link between the old and new eras of the WNBA, chose to side with the haters instead. She acted like a baby after realizing she might not start as much for the Indiana Fever, throwing a tantrum that lasted for weeks and finally led to her leaving her team completely. This is a 37-year-old woman acting like a teenager who didn't make varsity.
Anybody with any intuition could sort of see that this was getting odd. The amount of time that she had missed, with no explanation as to why, no timeline on her return, not making the road trip, all of these things. The lack of information, the basic mystery would be enough to get anybody's spidey sense tingling about this situation. But on top of that, I'll tell you this much. I heard that it was more basketball related than anything else over the week.